We're back with another quick stream. This is kind of fun at doing quick ones. Um, so this is Homelands. We have a few more cards here than we did with Portals, which we just did. Let's go ahead and look at what's here. Didgeridoo, uh, Leeches, Wall of Kelp, Stasis, Primal Order. A few cards over $1. I mean, rares. We're not going to see a lot of rares usually. Let's see. Uncommons. Drudge Spell? Right, so maybe we see Drudge Spell. I saw some Aether Storms in there, but they're not worth $1 apparently. Here we go. Merchant Scroll. There's a common that's worth money from here. We might have some Merchant Scrolls in here. I wasn't really looking for them. But let's go ahead and find out. So let's just make sure it's not a Merchant Scroll on the bottom. Ambush Party. I don't think that's something that's worth money. We'll see. With my luck, that's going to be like $10 card. 5, 6 copies of Jinx. I think, yeah, that's the Homeland symbol. So, Mystic Decree. So, second card here. We have 2 copies of them. $1.32. That's not bad. Fine. 4 copies of Oyster. The giant oyster. Castle Slinger? Okay. Reef Pirates. Which apparently they went ahead and reprinted in 5th edition. Because I guess they liked it so much. Forget, which they reprinted in 6th edition and 5th edition. Boy, they really liked Forget as a rare. Target player chooses and discards 2 cards from his or her hand. If that player does not have enough cards in hand, his or her entire hand is discarded. Player then draws as many cards as he or she discarded in this way. Huh. I mean, so is that something you hit your opponent with or hit you with? I guess if you have a really bad hand, you hit yourself with it. If you think your opponent has a really good hand, then you hit them with it. It's 3 copies of Trade Caravan. I want to say we have Merchant Scroll in here, but it'd be nice if we do. Roshka the Slayer, Labyrinth of Minotaur. Ooh, we have some different copies of that. That's a, so it's another one. Oh, there's a Merchant Scroll. So we do have Merchant Scroll in here. That's confirmed. 2, 3, 4. 4 copies of this artwork of Labyrinth Minotaur. 4. So 4 copies of the other artwork. Now let's see how many Merchant Scrolls we have. We know it's good. It's over $5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 copies of Merchant Scroll right there. That's yeah, that's nice. 20 uh 571, so we're talking 20 like 29 bucks worth of Merchant Scrolls there. That's pretty nice. And we might, I mean, we might even have more of them in here. I don't know. Uh, so apparently they liked memory lapse, so they reprinted it, but they didn't like this other one that's puzzle pieces in somebody's head. They like this one. Just not as good as Counterspell. Because it puts it back on your opponent's library. So they're going to get that card back, whatever you countered, and then they're just going to hit you with it again uh, their next turn. If you put it on the bottom of their library, that might be good. So, another of this with the. Okay, so we have 4 copies of this artwork of Giant Albatross. Huh. This Giant Albatross. I see a weird combo with this. I wonder if anybody ever pulled it off with so it has this effect, bury all creatures that damaged, right? So it's 1 colorless, 1 blue mana. It's flying, and then you can pay 1 colorless and 1 blue mana to bury all creatures that damage Giant Albatross this turn. The controller of any of those creatures may pay 2 life to prevent that creature from being buried. Effects that prevent or redirect damage cannot be used to counter this loss of life. Use this ability only when Giant Albatross is put into the graveyard from play. So there's an interesting combo, I would think, that would be fun to play off of that. There's card Simulacrum or something, however you pronounce that, where all damage that you take as a player is redirected to a creature, even if it's more damage than that creature has toughness in life. So you could, let's say you did Siren's Call. All somebody else's creatures have to attack you. They all hit you. You go, oh, Simulacrum. It all hits Giant Albatross. Doesn't hit me. All right, that takes all the damage. Doesn't really matter that it's flying. It takes the damage. Whether it could take the damage, it should have been able to block those creatures or not. Right, and then oh, all your creatures are now headed to the graveyard, and let's pay 2 life for each of them. Um, you know, so could be kind of an interesting play there if you combined. Now you'd have to have black and blue because I think simulacrum, whatever. I'm gonna laugh. Somebody's going to tell me that I'm pronouncing that right someday. I'm just going to be like, why did I apologize? um, but yeah, you'd have to have. Uh, I think you have to have swamps. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, because that card is black. Kind of cool that a lot of these weren't actually reprinted, so I'm not having it change a lot of these. I say that, and then the very next card, of course, I have to. And the one after that. Right, I said that, and now I'm cursed where every single card is going to show up the same. Maybe not. Maybe it got rid of the curse. Reef Pirates, was that one of the ones? No, okay. It was Cloud something. Cloud Pirates, maybe? That I think was an uncommon that was worth something. Maybe it was an uncommon. Ghost Towns. Kind of surprised cards like this. I mean, I guess there's just better lands out there. I mean, but it's allowing you a tap add one colorless, so you can still get your colorless. You see, this just has a lot of damage on it. But then you can do colorless tap Chad, water, two colorless tapped for plains, two colorless tap for black. I'm kind of surprised that. I mean, maybe because it's two for the other ones. Maybe if it was one for all three of them, then it would see kind of some more use. Just because if you were playing a deck with three colors, right? Then if you get that card, then if you throw four copies of that, as long as you have that one of those, then you're not mana screwed for needing one mana of that. Uh, Even if you have a ton of other mana. I mean, nowadays in modern, uh, like they basically just took the same, nearly the same artwork and just flipped it around, a little bit different, but yeah, nowadays in modern, or more modern Magic, even back then, I mean, they were just there's so much stuff that would take you out so quickly that you know are you going are you even going to want to try to run three colors? uh Probably not. Just be dead before you get all three different types of land out, unless you ran with a whole bunch of land in your deck, and then no, you're going to end up dead anyway. Man, just getting a lot of these Annabah salmon shamans. Naba, Annabah, Baba, black sheep. Except they're goats. There you go. There's bodyguard. Well, what have we learned? Once again, that what's getting thrown into Cardhala that's actually worth something is your common cards, right? So they say I had four or five of those before. Let's go ahead and add this to a collection. That way we can just double check. Uh, I think it's Homelands. If it's doesn't have the S at the end, I'll go back and redo it. There we go. There it is. 107. Let's look at not create date. Price. Yeah, 5. And nothing else was worth anything. So, yep. Do I have enough sleeves in this one? I do not. I only have 4 sleeves here. So we have the odd rare, which probably. Oh, come on. Okay. We have the odd rare, which probably wasn't worth anything. Uh, back when it was put into Cardhalla. And then we have commons, which probably somebody went through, knew these were common cards, said, "Oh, commons are never worth anything." Uh, Go ahead and toss it. And it was the one common that is worth something, just because it allows you. I mean, it's basically a tutor for. Man, bought a whole bunch of these, and that one's they're penny sleeves though, and I bought 10,000 penny sleeves. But I got a really good deal on them for 10,000, right? Buy enough bulk of something, you get really good deals. So instead of paying penny for them, I'm paying, you know, point 0.6 pennies, point 0.6 something, between point 0.6 and point 0.7 pennies. So, but anyway, like, you know, I can't imagine Merchant Scroll wasn't worth anything. Although I guess if you're thinking about it, well, it's search a library for a blue instant or interrupt. That would be a counterspell. Reveal that card to all players and put it into your hand. Reshuffle your library afterwards. I mean that's a good card. That's always been a good card probably. So somebody just screwed up and you know, oh, it's common. Commons aren't worth anything. Um and I somehow managed to pick 5 of them up from Cardhalla. So I'm sure. I mean, maybe there were more at some point in Cardhalla, uh, but I picked up 5. I can't imagine there were a crazy amount more merchant scrolls. Like, let's just say I picked up, you know, a 20th of the Magic the Gathering card. Actually, maybe not even a 20th. Well, let's say I picked up a 20th of the Magic the Gathering cards over the last 10 years. Let's say a 40th. Let's let's say a 40th. I doubt there were 40 times as many merchant scrolls because I focused on a lot of times trying to get the older stuff. Uh, so if I picked up a 40th of the Magic the Gathering cards that went through there that were still flat, because let's say there's a lot that were folded, um, then yeah, there probably were. Uh, if I picked up 5 of these, let's just say there were another 95 that went through there, maybe, of this or something that was of equal value. I mean, yeah. Let's just say I've picked up 7 cards from portals, right? There were probably 20 times as many cards from portals that were worth something that went through Cardhalla. Which over the course of 10 years, and considering it's couple like 100,000, yeah, easily 100,000 cards a year. So that's a million cards, and you're talking a little over 100 of these that were worth something. Yeah, there's just not much. So, and it's well, and these, you know what? It's because these were commons. So, but anyway, we're going to go ahead and stop the stream. I'm kind of rambling here at the end. Um, and we'll maybe come right back with maybe 5th edition, because I have 5th edition set to the side. So let's go ahead and stop this stream so